Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today. I'm excited to share some insights with you on how to get your brain to focus, because the ability to focus your mind is quite possibly the single most important skill you can develop for achieving success and happiness in every area of your life. You see, the quality of your life is largely determined by the quality of your thinking. And the quality of your thinking is largely determined by your ability to focus your mind and concentrate intensely on the task at hand. When you learn to focus your mind, you unlock your true potential and unleash your highest levels of creativity, productivity, and performance. So how do you get your brain to focus? That's what I'm going to share with you today. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a clear understanding of the strategies and techniques you can use to train your mind to concentrate with laser-like intensity, even in the face of distractions and temptations. Now, I know that focus and concentration can be a real challenge in today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world. There are so many things competing for our attention: smartphones, social media, email, notifications, the news, our never-ending to-do lists. It's no wonder that many people struggle to stay focused and on task. But the good news is, the ability to focus is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time, just like a muscle. And I'm going to share with you the specific steps you can take to build up your mental focus and concentration. First and foremost, you need to understand the incredible power and potential of your mind. You see, your brain is the most complex and sophisticated piece of machinery in the known universe. It's estimated that the human brain contains over 86 billion neurons, each of which can make thousands of connections with other neurons. That's an almost unimaginable level of complexity and processing power. And yet, most of us are only using a tiny fraction of our brain's full capabilities. Studies have shown that the average person only utilizes about 10 of their total brain capacity. Can you imagine what you could accomplish if you could unlock and harness the other 90? The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. But in order to do that, you need to learn how to direct and focus the incredible power of your mind. Because when your mind is focused and concentrated, it becomes a laser beam of unstoppable productivity and creative potential. But when your mind is scattered and distracted, it's like trying to push a giant boulder up a hill. It's incredibly difficult and draining. So the first step in getting your brain to focus is to develop what I call mental discipline. This means training yourself to be able to direct your attention and keep it fixed on a single task or goal, regardless of distractions or temptations. It's about cultivating the ability to resist the urge to multitask or jump from one thing to the next, and instead sustain your focus for extended periods of time. Now, I know that mental discipline can be challenging, especially in our modern world where we're constantly bombarded with stimuli and interruptions. But the good news is, it's a skill that can be developed and strengthened through practice. And the more you exercise your mental discipline, the stronger and more reliable it will become. One of the best ways to build up your mental discipline is through the practice of meditation. Now, I know that the word meditation might conjure up images of sitting cross-legged on the floor, chanting mantras. But the truth is, meditation is a simple and powerful technique that anyone can use to train their mind to focus and concentrate. The basic idea behind meditation is to sit quietly and focus your attention on your breath or on a simple mantra or visualization. The key is to gently bring your mind back to your point of focus whenever it starts to wander. This trains your brain to stay present and attentive, even in the face of distractions. And the benefits of meditation go far beyond just improving your focus and concentration. Studies have shown that regular meditation can also reduce stress and anxiety, boost your immune system, improve your sleep, and even increase your overall sense of well-being and life satisfaction. So I highly encourage you to make meditation a regular part of your routine. Even just 10-15 minutes per day can make a huge difference in your ability to focus and concentrate. And the more you practice, the easier and more natural it will become. Another important strategy for improving your focus is to identify and eliminate the sources of distraction in your life. Because, let's face it, there are so many things competing for our attention these days. Social media, email, text messages, notifications, a never-ending stream of news and information. And all of these distractions can make it incredibly difficult to stay on task and focused. So take a hard look at your daily routine and environment and see where you can make changes to minimize or eliminate these constant interruptions. For example, you might try turning off your phone or putting it in another room when you need to focus on an important task. Or you could set aside specific focus time during your day where you disconnect from the internet and all other digital distractions. And it's not just external distractions that can undermine your focus. Internal distractions like worry, anxiety, or negative self-talk can also be major obstacles. So in addition to managing the external sources of distraction, you also need to work on quieting the chatter in your own mind. One powerful technique for this is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present and aware in the current moment without getting caught up in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. It's about learning to observe your thoughts and feelings with a sense of openness and non-judgment rather than getting swept away by them. So when you cultivate mindfulness, you develop the ability to redirect your attention back to the task at hand, even when your mind starts to wander. You become better at noticing when you're getting distracted, and you have the tools to gently bring your focus back to where it needs to be. And the great thing about mindfulness is that it's a skill that can be developed through regular practice, just like meditation. So I encourage you to explore different mindfulness techniques, such as body scans, breath awareness, or even just taking a few minutes each day to pause and tune in to the present moment. Now, another key factor in improving your focus and concentration is your physical health and energy levels. Because let's face it, if you're feeling tired, sluggish, or generally unwell, it's going to be a lot harder to keep your mind sharp and focused. That's why it's so important to take care of your body through healthy diet, regular exercise, and good sleep habits. When you fuel your brain with the right nutrients, keep your body active and energized, and make sure you're getting enough high-quality sleep, you'll find that your ability to focus and concentrate improves dramatically. For example, studies have shown that even mild dehydration can have a significant negative impact on cognitive function and focus. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day and be mindful of how the foods you eat affect your energy and mental clarity. Opt for nutrient-dense, whole foods that provide sustained energy rather than processed sugary foods that can lead to crashes and brain fog. Exercise is another crucial element in maintaining focus and concentration. When you engage in regular physical activity, you're not only improving your overall health and fitness, but you're also boosting blood flow to the brain, releasing feel-good endorphins that can enhance your mental clarity and focus. And don't forget the importance of sleep. Most experts recommend 7-9 hours of high-quality sleep per night for optimal cognitive function. When you're well rested, your brain is able to focus and concentrate more effectively, and you're less prone to distractions and mental fatigue. So make sure you're prioritizing your physical health and wellness. It's a critical foundation for developing laser-sharp focus and concentration. Now, another important strategy for improving your focus is to set clear, specific goals and then break them down into manageable, actionable steps. Because when you have a clear target in mind and a plan of attack, it's much easier to stay on track and keep your mind focused on the task at hand. Far too many people struggle with focus because they're trying to tackle vague, nebulous goals that are too broad or overwhelming. But when you take the time to define your goals in clear, measurable terms and then map out the specific actions you need to take, you give your brain a clear roadmap to follow. For example, let's say your goal is to write a book. Instead of just saying, I want to write a book, try breaking it down into more specific, actionable steps. Outline the key chapters and topics. Set a daily writing goal of 500 words. Research and gather all necessary source material. Write the first draft of the introduction. Edit and revise the first 3 chapters. By taking a big, overwhelming goal and chunking it down in these smaller, concrete steps, you make it much easier for your brain to stay focused and on track. You give it clear targets to aim for rather than just a vague, amorphous end result. And the great thing is you can apply this goal setting and action planning approach to any area of your life. whether it's work projects, personal goals, or even just your daily to-do list. The key is to get specific, break things down, and give your brain a clear path to follow. Now, another powerful technique for improving your focus and concentration is what I call time blocking. This involves intentionally setting aside specific blocks of time in your schedule to work on your most important tasks and priorities without interruptions or distractions. The idea behind time blocking is to create dedicated focus time where you can dive deep into a task or project without constantly shifting your attention to other things. It's about eliminating the constant context switching that can zap your mental energy and make it so hard to stay on track. So for example, you might block off 90 minutes in the morning to work on that big report you need to write with no email, social media, or other distractions allowed. Or you might reserve the first 2 hours of your workday as focus time, where you shut off all notifications and really immerse yourself in your most important work. The key is to protect this focused work time fiercely and not allow it to get hijacked by less important tasks or last-minute emergencies. Of course, this requires a bit of discipline and planning, but the payoff in terms of your productivity and focus is well worth it. And the great thing about time blocking is that it can be applied to both your professional and personal life. You can use it to carve out dedicated time for deep work, creative projects, or even just relaxation and self-care. The idea is to be intentional about how you structure your time and attention, rather than just letting things happen to you. Now, in addition to all of these strategies, I also want to emphasize the importance of taking regular breaks and giving your brain a chance to rest and recharge. Because believe it or not, maintaining intense focus and concentration for long periods of time can actually be quite draining and depleting. That's why it's so important to build in regular breaks and opportunities for your mind to wander and recharge. Whether it's a short 5-10 minute break every hour or a longer 30-60 minute break in the middle of your workday, these mental rest periods can actually enhance your overall focus and productivity. During these breaks, you might engage in light physical activity, like a brief walk or some gentle stretching. Or you might try a quick meditation or mindfulness exercise to help calm your mind. The key is to step away from the task at hand and give your brain a chance to refresh and rejuvenate. And research has shown that these kinds of intermittent breaks don't just prevent mental fatigue. They can actually boost your creativity and problem-solving abilities as well. When you step away from a problem and let your mind wander, you often come back to it with a fresh perspective and new insights. So don't feel guilty about taking breaks. See them as an essential part of your focus-building toolkit. By honoring your brain's need for rest and recovery, you'll actually be able to sustain your concentration and mental energy for much longer periods of time. And finally, I want to leave you with one last powerful strategy for improving your focus and concentration. And that's the power of visualization. You see, your brain doesn't always distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. And this means that you can actually train your mind to focus and concentrate more effectively through the use of mental imagery and visualization. When you take the time to vividly imagine yourself in a state of laser-like focus and concentration, your brain starts to build new neural pathways and associations that support that desired state. It's like your brain is practicing and rehearsing the experience of being focused, even when you're not actively engaged in a task. For example, you might take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and visualize yourself sitting at your desk, completely immersed in an important project or writing session. Imagine yourself feeling calm, centered, and hyper-focused, with your mind clear and your attention razor-sharp. See the task unfolding in vivid detail and feel the sense of flow and effortless concentration. The more you practice this kind of focused visualization, the more you'll find that it starts to translate into real-world improvements in your ability to concentrate and stay on task. Your brain will have a much easier time accessing that state of intense focus when you need it most. And you can take this visualization practice even further by incorporating positive affirmations and self-talk. As you visualize yourself in a state of laser-like focus, reinforce it with statements like, "I am focused, my mind is clear and concentrated," or "I have the ability to stay on task and see this through." This combination of vivid mental imagery and empowering self-talk can be an incredibly powerful tool for training your brain to focus more effectively. It's like programming your mind for success, one mental rehearsal at a time. So there you have it, comprehensive set of strategies and techniques for getting your brain to focus, from building mental discipline through meditation and mindfulness, to identifying and eliminating distractions, to setting clear goals and utilizing time blocking. There are so many ways you can train your mind to concentrate with laser-like intensity. And remember, the ability to focus your mind is not just a nice-to-have skill. It's absolutely essential for achieving your highest levels of success and fulfillment in every area of your life. When you learn to direct your attention and harness the full power of your incredible brain, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. So I encourage you to start implementing these focus-building strategies today. Experiment. Find what works best for you and be patient with yourself as you build this critical mental muscle. With consistent practice and dedication, I have no doubt that you'll be able to achieve new levels of focus, productivity, and success that you never thought possible. And you can take this visualization practice even further by incorporating positive affirmations and self-talk. As you visualize yourself in a state of laser-like focus, reinforce it with statements like, I am focused, my mind is clear and concentrated, or I have the ability to stay on task and see this through. This combination of vivid mental imagery and empowering self-talk can be an incredibly powerful tool for training your brain to focus more effectively. It's like programming your mind for success, one mental rehearsal at a time. So in conclusion, my friends, I hope I've been able to provide you with a comprehensive roadmap for getting your brain to focus and concentrate at the highest levels. From building mental discipline through meditation and mindfulness, to identifying and eliminating distractions, to setting clear goals and utilizing time blocking. There are so many powerful strategies you can use to unlock the full potential of your incredible mind. The key is to be patient, persistent, and consistent in your efforts. Developing laser-sharp focus doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that has to be cultivated over time through deliberate practice. But I can assure you the payoff is more than worth it. Because when you learn to direct your attention and harness the full power of your brain, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Suddenly, the things that used to trip you up or slow you down, procrastination, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, they all start to melt away. And in their place, you experience a newfound sense of clarity, momentum, and unstoppable drive. Imagine how much more productive and efficient you'd be at work if you could triple or even quadruple your ability to focus. Imagine how much faster you'd be able to learn new skills and achieve your biggest goals. Imagine how much less stressed and overwhelmed you'd feel on a daily basis, knowing that you have the mental discipline and control to stay present and centered no matter what life throws your way. That's the power of a focused mind, my friends. And I truly believe that it's one of the most transformative and life-changing skills you can develop. Because when you unlock the full potential of your brain's focusing abilities, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So I encourage you to start implementing these strategies today. Experiment, find what works best for you, and be patient with yourself as you build this critical mental muscle. With consistent practice and dedication, I have no doubt that you'll be able to achieve new levels of focus, productivity, and success that you never thought possible. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I'm excited to see what you'll create when you unleash the full power of your focused mind. Now go out there and make it happen.